Isabella, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. And so with We Have a Ghost, Joy is such a fun character because of the dynamic that Kevin and Joy have together. And so for you as an actor, what was kind of the excitement in getting to build that and have like that friendship be so important to the story as a whole?
I was really excited to sort of dive into Joy and explore her as a character and build her. Chris Landon did such a lovely job of writing this fun, encouraging, optimistic energy into her. Um, and overall, yeah, I just really enjoyed portraying that. I love to have a variety in the characters that I play, and this was a new kind of role to take, and I really loved it.
Yeah, and I think Joy and Kevin are so important because you have David Harbour in a movie where David Harbour doesn't speak. And he's
Hmm.
kind of just nodding to them a lot, which I think is really funny when you're watching the movie and he just like makes faces at them. Uh, but it's their like comedy and their back and forth that really kind of drives, especially the like it's not the climax of the movie, but there's a big moment where they're all kind of together in the car. And it's fun to watch. And so when you kind of have that weight of that on your shoulders as an actor and bringing that to the character, is that exciting to kind of get to play with that energy and know like if this isn't working, like this whole scene isn't going to work because it's really just us and a silent David Harbour in the backseat.
Yeah, I think Chris did a wonderful job of sort of guiding us. Definitely me. I felt his support, and that was very helpful because this was a fairly new experience for me. I had never done something on this scale, and so having that sort of uplifting and supportive energy was really important for me. And also just watching David and Jahi work, they're excellent actors, and I really admire their process. And like you said, David never speaking a word but still giving this wonderful performance was really inspiring to watch.
And it is it was such a surprisingly like fun and poignant movie to watch because obviously I'm a nerd, so the minute I see David Harbour and Anthony Mackie, I'm like I'm in. I don't really care what it is, I'm in. But then the movie was just so it was so good and sweet when you're actually watching it. And so for you as a young performer, did you ever have like a fear in knowing like, okay, well, we're kind of carrying this movie, and yes, people are gonna come because it's Anthony Mackie and David Harbour, but then we're the ones they're telling that are telling the story.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's with any kind of performance, there's always that element of, oh God, what's the audience going to think? But that also just sort of adds to the thrill of it. And I'm excited to see people's reactions. And I hope that they love it as much as I do.
Well, and it's Joy is so I think fun because she instantly kind of like gets on board. There are people who are like, oh, we can use this for our benefit, we can use this for this, and she kind of sees Kevin, realizes they have some work to do, and is like, great, we're going to be detectives and figure out who this guy is. And we get to know her through just like those little moments because she doesn't really get the backstory that obviously Kevin does with his house and his family. And so for you, what is kind of do you have like any fun like headcanons that you're like, yes, this is Joy. Like this is what she was thinking right here and now and why she was doing this.
Um, as far as small little headcanons, I made her a playlist of music that I think that she would really love. There's a lot of Nirvana on there. Um, but as far as her motivations, I think she, and with, without spoiling a lot of it, she definitely has her reasons. And this adventure, while she's fully committed to helping Kevin and uncovering this mystery of this ghost that has suddenly appeared, she also has been longing for this kind of escape and adventure from her day-to-day life with her home life and school. And so the moment that this comes up, she's 100% game to go off on this crazy adventure.
And I like that you said Nirvana. I love that. When I was a theater major, I used to do that stuff where all my characters had playlists. So I was like,
Mhm.
I love that. But
It's just a fun little thing just for you.
yeah, but it is fun, especially in this movie, because we do have Kevin who is like luring out uh luring out Ernest by playing uh I think it's Bad Moon on the Rise that he's playing on the guitar every time. And it's like very funny because I was like, that is not the song I expected to be like what was playing in this movie. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And it is kind of like there's an undercurrent of music throughout the whole movie and
Mhm.
these younger characters. And as you for you as a younger performer, is that something that you kind of look for? Is it something you want to add to these characters? Because it's I think movies a lot of time erase that younger people, especially like teenagers, do still kind of have music tastes like my generation did in the 90s and early 2000s. Like we all still kind of listen to classic rock and
Absolutely.
have
Yeah,
it.
classic rock is one of my favorite genres of music, and so the some of the music choices in the movie I really appreciated. I think Chris's music taste also certainly influenced it and seeped into it.
Yeah, it ruled. I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. And it is though very movie that surprisingly comments on kind of, what society deems worthy of attention. And it's kind of interesting to unpack the implications of, Kevin, what happens at his house, the ghost, and everything that goes along with it. But for Joy, she kind of seems like she doesn't care either way. Kind of on that, she's like, yeah, I'm not that interested in
Yeah.
everyone's new popularity. Uh, what was that like for you? Was it actor? Was it kind of is that where you fall, or is it fun to kind of explore a character who's like, I don't care what everyone else is thinking?
Absolutely. I think that is something that she and I share, or at least that I try to take into my life is, not acknowledging or not taking it too personally what other people think. But yeah, Kevin is much less an internet sensation celebrity to her and more of just this opportunity to have a real connection that she's been lacking and like I said, escape this life and go on an adventure.
Yeah, it is very much the like, for lack of a better way of describing it, the two loners finding each other and kind of having
Absolutely.
that camaraderie that
Hmm.
neither of them got to have. And with a movie like this that is so sweet and like I when I did my interviews last time, I literally was like, I thought it was gonna have some sinister twist with Ernest. I didn't like not what happened to Ernest. I thought Ernest was going to like be an Amityville horror situation or something wild. And I was like, oh no, it's very it's sweet actually. And this movie is just wholesome in a way I think is surprising. And so for you, what do you hope audiences take away when they get to see We Have a Ghost and experience Joy?
I hope, like you said, I hope it touches them in the same way and that it brings something new to the genre of horror, but not really horror. And I just hope that it's a really fun ride. And I hope that that's really what people take away from it. I hope that they have fun watching it.
I think they will. I think this movie was such a surprising delight. I put it on thinking like, oh yeah, it's gonna be cute, and was like, oh no, I like this movie a lot. It's a very fun movie.
That's good
Um,
to hear.
so thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much.
A great one.
You too.
Bye.